Right, so we're into the third round of the Rugby World Cup. England, the host nation, lost to Australia 33-13. A win for South Africa over Scotland, and the ABs didn't look too flash against Georgia. Joining me this morning, former Māori All Black Rua Tipoki and our regular commentator Willie Jackson. Tēnā kōrua. Okay, let's talk about this Australia-England game first. Willie, Australia looking pretty formidable.
I thought they were magnificent this morning. And, you know, the funny thing about it is everybody always talked about how weak their forward pack was in the past, particularly the front row. You couldn't say that this morning. You know,
scrum was awesome. Their scrum dealt to England this morning.
Dealt to a traditional team that, you know, traditionally is great in the front row and in the forwards. And, you know, they are real contenders now for this World Cup. And, I mean, it's just embarrassing for England. I mean, you know, to lose in the pool, in the pool rounds for the first time at their own World Cup. But what it also shows is how hard it is to win the World Cup at home. There's only two teams who've done it, South Africa and New Zealand.
But that forward pack, Nera Rua, they laid the foundation for the Australian backline.
Yeah, they were awesome today, and just the play around the field, like Hooper and Pocock there, they're just such a threat at the breakdown, and they're getting so many steals that Aussie backline looking really sharp off the turnover.
I like to look at that Australian backline, especially you got your Flow at the back there. He's got that X factor. The Foley-Genia combination's really good now. Genia starting to come back into form there.
Yeah, there's a really good mix there, and you know, the experience of Gito too. Like he doesn't really get the recognition, but you can see that the guidance and the leadership that he's providing out there is really invaluable.
That combination of Pocock and Hooper, Willie, I mean, how are other teams, especially the All Blacks, going to handle those two?
Well, the All Blacks couldn't handle them, could they? In the first test in Sydney, then, and then Chika didn't play them at Eden Park. Well, you got to think, why didn't he do that? Why did he change the combination? You know, this is a brilliant coach, and he almost forfeited that Eden Park test by not playing that combination. That cleaned out our loose forward trio. How are we going to handle them? We're going to struggle, given the performance of our loose forward trio in the last few games.
And another good thing about Australia is that they've got a really good bench.
Yeah, I just think on that point that Willie just made, I think how to control them is we've been looking to play the game at tempo, and you saw when we didn't control things and get that quite right against Georgia, we actually put ourselves under pressure. So I think we're going to have to look at when we do increase the tempo of the game and maybe control it a bit more, because that tempo game is right up Hooper and Pocock's alley.
Do you think, Rua, that, you know, particularly with Liam Messon being out, it's a shame, because we needed that quicker sort of loose forward, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it's a shame, because although people have forgotten Liam, but when he's on fire, he almost can match those sort of guys.
Yeah, you just really feel for Liam, you know, and he's tried so hard to get there, and to be faced with this sort of hurdle at the final stop. But yeah, Pocock and Hooper definitely beat.